reflection of a bandit. Put the perks down and picked up the jiggers. Tommy in a
Been thought to how you would escape prison? Most people would prefer to not be in prison for obvious reasons. But it's normal to think of worst case scenarios and then imagine how you would overcome them. Many people think that prison escapes are as simple as
Who the fuck is
portrayed
running
in
on the
movies
train
such
track?
as the Shawshank Redemption or Escape from Alcatraz. However, those are just movies. And escaping from prison is no easy feat.
Show fucking not.
Truth is sometimes stranger than fiction, and more entertaining. There are many inmates in real life whose attempts to escape prison life are just downright silly. I'm Michael Fliss 25,
But them
and
niggas
here
got
are the
away.
25 dumbest
I'm
prison
pretty sure they got
escapes.
caught 2 seconds after.
At Hamilton County Jail in Noblesville, Indiana, an inmate tried to escape by posing as another inmate due to be released. It might have worked, except for one thing.
He was black.
The guy due for release was black,
I knew.
and the attempted escapee was white. 24. Chris Crego had a warrant out for his arrest because of a barroom brawl.
Y'all got a life for that,
Rather
bro.
than stay in hiding,
For getting that
Crego
right.
thought it would be a great idea to post his location on Facebook. It wasn't. It really wasn't. 23.
Boy, you a dumbass. He
When John
did not even
Hayes
in
wanted
that.
to escape prison, he had a female friend impersonate a federal marshal. Needless to say, none of the prison guards believed her.
You got in trouble.
Hayes got additional time
Yeah.
added onto his sentence.
I already knew that shit. I already knew that shit.
22.
She should have got in
Look,
trouble
I
too.
understand that people can be impatient, but come on. All Andrew Wilson had to do was wait a measly 24 hours, and he would have been a free man. Wilson escaped from a work camp in a truck. He was eventually captured, and needless to say, he was no longer eligible for release.
He didn't want to get out.
Two
Hell
men from
no.
New Zealand tried to break their friend out of jail with one wearing a Snoopy costume. As it turns out, not only was this a horrible idea, but they went to the wrong prison. Oh my God.
Y'all would have slapped the fuck out them niggas. Oh, bitch! I'm still in this bitch because of you.
A for effort,
Nah.
20.
B for
Maria
bitch.
Del Mar Arjona Rivero tried to free her contortionist boyfriend from jail by packing him in a suitcase that she had brought with her.
DA for dumbass.
She expected
I was
that she
thinking.
could do this without anyone noticing. But they did, obviously.
Fucking retarded,
19.
bro. Fucking stupid.
A little word of advice. No matter how strong you might feel, you will never be able to punch down a prison door. Somebody should explain that to Hector Campos.
Shit broke.
He tried to escape from a Florida jail by doing exactly that. Needless to say,
He broke some.
it didn't work.
I'm pretty sure he
18.
broke his shit.
When one thinks of a prison escape, they may picture using a helicopter. One prisoner thought helicopters were too obvious and decided to use an inflatable zeppelin to help him flee. Sounds like a genius plot, right? The guards intercepted the inflatable zeppelin. After what I'm sure was a long laugh, they foiled the escape plan. So you could say that his plan went up in flames. Too soon?
Oh, his plan blew the fuck
A
up.
few prisoners tried to escape
Ah,
from
bah,
a
bah,
Brazilian jail by knocking a hole in a shower. 2 of the prisoners managed to get through, but when the last one tried to go through, he got stuck. He cried for help, but the guards decided to take pictures first.
Oh, niggas and hoes.
16. An escaped inmate and his friend called the cops on the cops that were chasing them. The plan was to have the cops arrested for assaulting the escaped inmate and his friend. The 2 were arrested and had plenty of time to think about how terrible that idea was. 15. Dr. Samuel Mudd was a famous doctor known for helping President Lincoln's killer, John Wilkes Booth, with medical help during his run from the law. Mudd was arrested and thrown in jail for lying about his connection to Booth. When he escaped, he forgot something very important. Everybody knew his face, so he was arrested again. 14. In August of 2016, Christopher Bosacci broke out of a minimum security prison. He had only been there 3 days on a petty theft charge. Not wanting to hack prison life any longer, he climbed over a fence and got caught. Of course, he would have had to climb a few more fences than just that one. The funny thing is, he probably wouldn't have been in jail very long if he hadn't attempted to escape. 13. 2 inmates in Brazil tried to escape prison by climbing into full bags of trash. They got caught because they began squirming around, and an investigator thought a rat had gotten into the bag. The 2 men were apprehended and put on garbage duty. Actually, I don't know if that was their punishment, but it would be funny, right?
I bet he's kicking the fuck out the bag. Bitch, stop moving.
Prison breaks have been attempted and failed since forever. In 1244, Griffith ap Llewellyn attempted to escape from a prison tower by climbing down a rope made out of a bedsheet. The sheet broke because Llewellyn was too heavy, and he fell to his death. 11. Knock knock. Who's there? Escaped convict knocking on a prison guard's door. Yeah, that's not a joke, but it did happen. James Russell had escaped from the Olympic Corrections Center. During his run, he spotted a log cabin. The person who answered was a security guard at the prison from which Russell had just escaped. Russell was rearrested. 10.
Got the fucking
2
sniffles, bro.
inmates from New
It's
Zealand
fucking
tried
cold
to escape from a
outside.
courthouse while chained to each other. This is just Oh Brother Where Art Thou. They probably argued over which way to run, got caught on a pole and stumbled. As they tried to stand up and take off again, officers quickly arrested them. Again. 9.
Fucking retarded.
Look, if you're going to use props to pull off a prison escape, make sure you know what to do with them. Michael J. Norwood had a plan to break out of prison using a dummy, some rope, dental floss, and a few other items. It could have been a great plan, but Norwood had no clue as to how to use any of them. Maybe he should have just watched more prison movies. 8. Curtis Ray Watson escaped from prison in Tennessee. He was spotted on a farm and tried to get away on a tractor. Not your fastest choice of transportation. He didn't get far and was sent back to prison.
Bitch would have did better riding the goddamn dog.
Tractor.
Shit.
That'll help me escape really fast. 7. A prisoner by the name of George Billy Hunt, that's not a nickname for George, tried to escape prison after dressing up as a skinned kangaroo, because why wouldn't you? He was captured after some guards mistook him for a real kangaroo, which they were planning to kill and eat. Oh, that went south rather quickly.
How the fuck you
6. A
mistake?
Japanese man
A
had
fake
escaped from prison wearing just his
kangaroo from
birthday
real.
suit. He was later found in an elementary school wearing a ski cap and a jacket. That's one strike for a bad prison break and another for poor fashion choice. 5. Most people break out of prison. One prisoner decided to go through great lengths to do just that. However, once he was out, he decided that civilian life was overrated. Using a bedsheet, he climbed over the razor fence back to jail. 4. I've heard of some pretty insane ideas for prison escapes, but this one takes the cake. A prisoner tried to escape by burying himself in a prison garden. He was captured by a fellow inmate ratting him out.
Hoe ass. I'll beat his
3.
bitch ass up if I was that nigga.
In Missouri, prisoner Lorenzo Pollard escaped by using homemade nunchucks to fight off guards. Perhaps he should have thought more about eluding capture than fighting his way out. He was caught not long after.
You ain't no hard for the show. Fuck around with you.
In all fairness,
They was
this
in that prison
film
fighting and
probably had
shit.
more to
That
do
wasn't
with
on Hobbs
bad
Shaw, but you know what I'm
luck than
saying.
lack of skill.
Like Fast Furious.
Lester Burns and
7 or
Michael
8, one
Coleman
of
tried
them.
to escape by stealing a
9,
van in which
10,000.
they
I
were
don't fucking know.
riding.
They made so many.
Unfortunately, another prisoner was with them, and he was not.
But it was a
too
Hobbs
keen
and
on
Shaw
the whole
scene, so
escape
bitch, I
plan.
know what I'm talking about.
This prisoner called 911 and reported his fellow inmates as captors. 1. This story actually gained national attention. A gang leader in Brazil tried to escape from prison. How did he manage? Well, he dressed up as his daughter by wearing a silicone mask, a wig, and girl's clothing. The disguise didn't fool anyone, and he was sent back to jail. So, have you ever?
I would've gave him 50 years for being a dumbass dressing up like a little bitch.
Where you are, so we can
Nah, I don't give him 50 years. You know what I would've
hang
did?
out and be friends.
Smacked his big bitch ass with a baton. Oh, bitch.
Or tweet your answer to us at Liz25.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe,
Be
man.
sure to click that subscribe button on the
See?
bottom right and
Y'all
the
hear that?
notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones.
You hear
every
that
Monday
shit?
through Friday.
Do that shit, man.
Share them with friends and help us consistently.
Fuck with nigga, damn, I'm lit.
And if
Shit.
you want even more lists,